and girls, Blood on the River, Chapter 8, page 52. The 6th and 20th day of April, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we decreed the land of Virginia. Master George Percy, observations. The 'tween deck seems dark after all those sunlit days on the island. We are sailing north now, toward Virginia. Reverend Hunt says we will travel right past Florida without stopping because it belongs to the Spanish. He says that 40 years ago, the French had a colony at Fort Caroline in Florida. He tells me how he heard that the Spanish came and massacred all of the French settlers, the men, the women, and children. No, we will not be foolish enough to land at Florida. Foul weather makes the 'tween deck even darker. Thunder cracks loud as a cannon shot. I look up through the hatch opening and see black storm clouds boiling in the sky. "Take in the sails!" Captain Newport orders. Another crack of thunder booms in lightning flashes. I hear the wind whip the rigging against the mast. The sea bucks and the ship rolls and jerks. Men begin to retch again as if they were new to seafaring. The rain comes down in torrents, and when we shout that is flooding the 'tween deck, the sailors oblige us by covering up the hatch so that we are shut in the dark with only stale, vomit-scented air to breathe. Lanterns are lit, and they swing wildly, making shadows move like ghostly dancers. The gentlemen complain bitterly. "We should go back to England," they say. "We should have reached Virginia weeks ago. We must be off course. This voyage is ill-fated." I lie in my bed, angry and discouraged. Captain Newport has been telling us for weeks that we'll see land any day. Well, maybe we are off course. I am sick of the 'tween deck, sick of sailing, sick of the storms that come one after another. And this is the most violent storm yet. The sound of crashing waves is a roar in my ears, punctuated by the cracking of the wooden ship. James and Richard lie next to me. "Are we going to die?" James asks. "Will the waves break open the hole?" I hear a loud crack and it makes me jump. It is followed by frantic squawking, and I realize it is only the chicken's crate that is smashed into the barrel down below. "Shut up, James!" I snap at him. I'm annoyed that he could scare me into mistaking a sliding chicken crate for the cracking of the ship's hull. "Yes, you are going to die. Every one of us is going to die," I say. James begins to whimper, and I'm sure he's dripping snot onto the bed. "Oh, do you want your stepmom now?" I taunt him. Richard sits up and slugs me in the arm. "Stop it!" he shouts over another rumble of thunder. "Leave him be, you stinking jail rat. You're nothing but a common thief." In a second, I'm up on my knees. I'm pounding Richard with my fist, punching his face, his shoulders, anywhere I can hit. He is kicking, flailing. He kicks me in the stomach, and I can't breathe. James scoots out of our way and wails for Reverend Hunt. In the shifting shadows, it's hard to see. I swing. My fist connects with Richard's teeth, and I feel my knuckles cut open. Now Richard is on his feet. He whacks me in the side of the head, and I feel dizzy, but I jump up, ready to meet him toe-to-toe. Strong arms close around my chest, dragging me back away. I see Richard's face, blood dripping from his mouth, down his chin. It is not Reverend Hunt who has dragged me away. I will not get a sermon on how fighting is not the Lord's way, how I must learn to act from love instead of anger. No, it's Captain Smith who has a hold of me. I know better than to struggle. He drags me to where the chain bolts lie, and then he releases me. Stand on one foot, he orders. I hesitate a moment, thinking this is a stupid thing he's ordered me to do. He cuffs me for my hesitation. It is the first time he has hit me, and it makes me want to run. But there's no place to run. Stand on one foot, he shouts. I can do this ridiculous thing, or be cuffed again, harder. It's difficult to balance on the rocking ship, but I try. I lift my left leg, and I balance on my right. The ship lurches. I stumble, but I catch myself. I try again, and I fall against the barrel. Do it, Captain Smith orders. He is glowering at me. Stand on one foot, you fool. Tears catch in my throat. He is worse than my father. I lift one leg. I balance for a split second, but Captain Smith shoves me, and I fall into the tween-deck floor, and I shout out in frustration. He stands over me. Does it work, Samuel? Can you stand on one foot when the storm rocks the ship? Can you keep your footing when I shove you? I am bewildered and angry. I shake my head. No, I cannot balance on one leg in a storm. Captain Smith picks up the chains that recently held him prisoner. In London, it might have worked for you. This standing on your own, treating other boys as if they don't matter. In Virginia, it will not work. Do you understand me? The wilderness is like a ship in a storm. We will need one another to survive. He clamps the irons roughly around my ankle and wrists. If these blasted gentlemen refuse to learn that fact, then at least my page will learn it. This colony will need to stand on many legs if we are not to be toppled over by the Virginia wilderness. He goes back to his own bed, and I am left to try to find a comfortable way to sleep in my chains between the two crates. All right, everyone shout it.
Let's go!
Now shout it like you mean it.
Let's go!
You can't wait. You finally see land after how many weeks on the ship and through all these storms. The shout comes before dawn. It is followed by a loud ruckus up on deck, whooping and hollering and laughing and stomping, and everyone on the tween deck is awake in an instant. Captain Smith calls across to Reverend Hunt. Reverend, did you pray up that storm last night? From the sound of it, it blew us straight to Virginia. I am cold and stiff from sleeping chained, curled up in a small space like a snail. I rub my eyes. My head hurts. My jaw aches. I need a slop bucket badly, and there is none within reach, and I am too proud to call for help. So I grit my teeth and I wait. Someone lights a lantern and men begin to stir. Reverend Hunt marches Richard over to me. His cheek is swollen, and one of his eyes is turning purple. I am proud of my handiwork. Richard looks at me, and I see a half smile across his face. I realize I must be purple and swollen too, for him to look so satisfied. Reverend Hunt clears his throat. Richard has something to say, and he tells me. Richard twists his shirt tail around his fingers. I'm sorry I hit you, and I won't call you those bad names anymore. I wonder if he means it or if he's just obeying Reverend Hunt. But mostly I'm hoping someone will figure out that I need the slop bucket before I soil my slops. Captain Smith ambles over. As I remember, it was important for someone to bring me a bucket in the morning when I was locked in those things, he says, and he yawns. But Samuel doesn't need anyone's help, so I suppose we'll just leave him be. That's the way he likes it. The three of them start to walk away, and I'm about to burst, so I jump to my feet. Captain Smith, sir, might I please have a slop bucket? Captain Smith looks at me and laughs. Me? An officer serving my own page? I think not. I dance from one foot to another. Why is he tormenting? I certainly can't ask Reverend Hunt to bring it to me. And then I understand. Richard is the only one I can ask. The only one who should be asked to bring a slop bucket to another servant. I groan. I can't wait much longer. I'll be embarrassed beyond words and have no clean slops to wear. Richard, I try to keep the desperation out of my voice. I am sorry for punching you last night. Bring me a bucket, would you? Richard glances at Captain Smith and grins, enjoying his moment of victory. But Captain Smith puts a quick stop to the gloating. Don't make the boy wait. Hop to it, he says. The moment Richard sets the bucket down, I drop my slops, have a seat, and relieve myself. Captain Smith seems satisfied with what I have learned about cooperation, and he unclamps my chains. Don't let your anger get the best of you, Samuel. Learn to channel it, and it will become your strength rather than your weakness. I have seen that he has been channeling his anger at Master Wingfield and Captain Radcliffe into his writing. He is telling his side of the story. I turn my attention to the excitement at hand. Have we really found Virginia? Master Wingfield pounds the closed hatch. I demand to know what's happening up there, he shouts. And finally the sailors open the hatch and send down reports. We have entered a bay. There are tall trees along a sandy shoreline. There are no signs of savages. Then they tell us we're dropping anchor. A party will go ashore to explore. At last we're allowed up on deck for our first sight of Virginia. It is green, quiet, and desolate. 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 Lots of people around or no people around? No people around, right. There are no natives coming up to us in canoes as they did in the Caribbean islands. There are no houses, no huts, just wise old trees in spring leaf. Boys and girls, can a tree be wise? No, but they appear to be wise. They look wise sometimes. Wise old trees, that's called personification. It's when you give a person-like quality to an inanimate object, to an object that wouldn't otherwise have people qualities. A wise old tree, or it's waving its branches in the wind. Do they really wave? Hi, Lily, how you doing? Do they wave? No, but they seem to wave when you see windy days like it was yesterday. Okay, standing over guard. Do they really stand over guard? What is that called when you say a tree is standing over guard? Personification. Good, it's a form of figurative language. Quiet, desolate, and free. We can pick any place, any piece of forest or meadow, and make it our own. A group of gentlemen and sailors get ready to go ashore. Bring picks and shovels, Master Wingfield orders. Captain Smith scoffs. I suggest we find a place to live before you go digging for gold. We can't eat gold. What kind of gold can they eat that we learned about yesterday?
Corn.
Did they bring corn? No. Not very much. Master Wingfield gives them a disdainful look. Did you not read your contract with the Virginia Company? The part where it says we are to turn a profit for the company as soon as possible. We will eat the supplies we brought and dig for gold. The Godspeed and the Discovery are anchored near it by as well. I watch as the longboats are rowed to shore. About 30 men all in all disembark for the exploratory trip. Most of them gentlemen and sailors. Many of them have their muskets ready with slow matches burning. Those of us who are left spend the day sitting or lying around, either on deck or on the 'tween deck, waiting. And while we wait, the gentlemen, soldiers, carpenters, laborers, and servants all discuss their ideas about the new world. You can't get gold in a day. We'll need a plow and plant to live here a while. Go ahead and stop.